Hi and welcome to Sacred Spaces. My name's Michaela Drieberg and today we're at the Queen Bess Bro, which is in East Melbourne, and we're lucky to have Robert Sands from Heritage Council Victoria here to talk us through a bit of the history of it as well. Welcome.
Thank you.
So this building was originally, it came to be in 1886, and from the outside it looks like a very large 4-storey house, but it's actually 3 separate different terrace houses at this moment in time anyway.
Yes, well it was designed to look like one entity, and in the typical British fashion, quite often these larger buildings were divided up into single units, and in this case there were 3.
And there is a magnificent stairway behind me, which I'm just dying to see, and I know it takes us all the way through the house. So should we go check it out?
Yes, let's have a look.
Okay. So this is one of many stairs throughout the house. I believe there's 76 stairs, is that correct?
Something like that, from top to bottom.
So that can, I imagine that'd get quite tricky at times. So you've inserted something fairly novel inside the home.
Yes, the architect has put in a lift in a position where it's halfway between the 2 sections of the house, the rear former service section and the front main rooms. This is quite difficult to do because the levels are all over the place, and what she did was very cleverly remove the old toilet stack. There were toilets at 2 or 3 levels here, and they were moved further in, and the lift was able to be installed in its place. Yes.
And there's actually 2 sets of stairs in the house as well, isn't there?
Yes, there are. This is quite traditional, that there is a main staircase here that we've just walked up, and then there is another service staircase further towards the rear of the house, which was originally used by the servants.
And that, it goes from the kitchen at the bottom level right up through to the master bedroom.
That's right, it does.
And we've also got bathrooms next to what used to be the toilet stack.
Yes.
And that features on a few different floors as well.
Yes, several levels.
And has really taken into account the heritage aspects of the home as well, with working chimneys and everything inside them.
Exactly.
In this hidden little wall here.
2 little rooms were joined into one to create a larger space, and complete with its own fireplace and with a new, completely modern bathroom fittings installed. And it works so well because you can see the original fittings, and they sit very comfortably with the modern installation. For example, the basin, the seating and the shower assist. They work very well together.
And I feel like I'm in a day spa.
Well, it looks quite smart enough to be a day spa, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Yes. But this is just one of the many beautiful aspects of the home. So
yes.
Shall we continue having a look?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, lead the way. So Robert, these are the service stairs that we've just walked up now into the master bedroom.
Yes, the new master bedroom.
The new master bedroom. Yes. So the rooms were all originally at the front of the house.
Well, the main rooms were at the front of the house, and the master bedroom would have been at the front of the house, but the client brief allowed this room to be converted into the main bedroom. There are a lot of interesting little features here, such as the line in the floor where a wall has been removed, but the floor was able to be just repaired so that you can see where the wall was. And that gives a clue as to the history of how the room worked. For example, the ceiling has also been changed.
That was originally a lower roof, and now it's been opened up to be very high ceilings.
That's right. It was a flat ceiling in the traditional way. And when the ceiling was opened up, the architect could see the original collar ties, the original rafters, and that enabled her to install some plywood boarding, and also to expose the collar ties, and also to install some openable skylights through which you can see very decorative chimney of the next door terrace.
So you mentioned the skylight's actually open. So I understand it remains quite cool in here even in the height of summer, but that allowing the windows to open allows the air to be removed if it does get a little hot.
Well, that's right. It allows the house to naturally ventilate. In other words, the warmer air rises out through the skylights and pulls the cooler air from downstairs, and there are several layers of levels downstairs, allows the cooler air to come up through the house.
Okay, and so as we walk through this master bedroom area as well, we head into several more rooms, and that's one of the features of this house, is that you just stumble across different rooms along the way, and even these dividing doors here as well. So I'll just shut this. We'll see you in a second, guys. So this features throughout the house as well.
Yes, these sliding doors are used to create the zones, but also to open up the house, and they've been very carefully designed so that when you close them, they close around the original features. For example, you just saw the windowsill fits into the handle slot, and the same with the skirting, so that they didn't have to change the basic fabric of the building at all. All they did was install a surface-mounted sliding door and allow it to be able to be closed, and that gives enough privacy.
And not only privacy, they're colour-coded as well, so you remember where you are.
Well, yes, they are. On the different levels, and there are 3 levels, this level and 2 more below us, they are colour-coded. So you would get used to working out what floor you're on, although I find it a little confusing still.
It is a little, isn't it? There's hidden surprises everywhere. So we're heading into the master bedroom now. Well, not bedroom, bathroom now.
Ensuite.
Which has got the same
timber planking.
Timber planking. It's got a bath and a shower as well.
Yes.
And then just for that added privacy, if you're having a little romantic bath by yourself, this is a bit of a privacy screen too.
Yes, it's a very innovative little feature.
And I understand that the holes throughout here as well are reflective of, I think, the horoscope.
Yes, of the owner's horoscopes, as I believe.
All these lovely little hidden gems, but private jokes even as well.
Well, I think so. And they personalise the building, which is really important.
Absolutely. So if we continue along here, we'll come past the elevator again, which features through all the floors to help with the connectivity. And here we are in the front stairwell, and I've got to say there is so much light just in here, but throughout the house as well.
Yes, well, the light in here is very special because there is a large skylight above us, and that was enlarged by the architect to maximise the amount of light and also to maximise the view of yet another of the neighbours' chimneys. And the use of the painted stair floor allows the light to reflect around and bounce all the way down through the centre of the house, and it's very effective.
And tell me a little bit about the windows as well. So there's some original windows in the house, and then there's some newer featured ones as well, but again really large, lets a lot of light into the home.
Yes, the architect has worked very cleverly to replace the damaged west-facing windows, old timber ones, with new ones, and using modern glass to better withstand the western sun and heat, and also to make the most of the openings that are there already. They are quite large windows. This is a big house.
Well, Robert, here we are in the dining room, which just exemplifies the old with the new for me.
Yes, that's true. It shows how successfully you can incorporate modern fittings and furnishings into a traditional room. For example, the light fittings, the way the floor has been treated, and the beautiful cornice are all still intact, but the fittings and the furnishings, and especially the paintings and artworks in this room, are spectacular.
And a hidden little feature which surprised me is the floor lighting as well, which just adds to all the light within this room.
Yes, it's a very subtle addition, and it works really well with the paintings. You can see with these paintings here that the lights just throw another glow onto them, and they're subtle and they work extremely well.
And another thing that I love about this room is that it overlooks the courtyard as well. And that's changed subtly as well with the whole redevelopment of the home as well, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. Traditionally, these courtyards were service yards, and this has been transformed into a very pleasant place to sit outdoors with a recycled timber deck raised to be at the same level as the floor, so that you don't get any sense that you're stepping down into a yard. You're actually stepping straight out onto a courtyard. The use of steel framing around some of the original openings and the incorporation of some steel planter boxes into some of the window openings just shows a slightly industrial sense creeping into the design, but nevertheless one that works remarkably well. The Heritage Council has also been very pleased about some other industrial reuse projects throughout Melbourne, and has recently published a booklet on them, and you can see those on the website. But in this particular case, in Queen Bess Row, those little subtle features, including slightly changed downpipes and a new copper sewer stack, work so remarkably well in the context of the original brickwork, which is superb.
And one other feature that we can't ignore is the revamped kitchen area, and then I guess the sitting meals area as well, which is adjacent to it. So how did that change?
Well, the architect again very cleverly exposed the original stove or range fireplace, and discovered next door that there was probably a bread oven as well, and so those have been joyfully incorporated into the family kitchen, which is the area where the family might sit. And then there is a food preparation kitchen, which is in a room behind, and this just celebrates the whole way the house has been recreated.
Oh, it is an unbelievable home. It is huge, and it's very quiet considering it's in the heart of East Melbourne.
Oh yes, it was certainly built very solidly.
But I have been told you can hear the roar of the MCG if you listen carefully.
So I believe.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today. I can see why it has won awards from the Heritage Council of Victoria, and something that everyone's really proud of.
It's a pleasure.
Well, thanks for having us here, Robert. It was great to talk with you and learn a little bit more about Queen Bess Row.
Again, a pleasure.
My name's Michaela Dreved. You're watching Say Good Spaces, and we'll see you next time.